Okay, I'd like to call the Upper Moreland Township regular meeting to order for April 3rd, 2023. First thing is a moment of silent meditation. Would you please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, would you take roll, please?
Ward 1, present.
Ward 2?
Here.
Ward 3?
Here.
Ward 4?
Here.
Ward 5?
Here.
Ward 6?
Here.
Ward 7?
Here.
Mr. President, all commissioners are present.
Okay, for presentations tonight, we have a few of them here. Our first presentation will be for the retirement of the firefighter Andrew Girth.
Good evening, commissioners and guests of our meeting tonight. It is my distinct honor and privilege to present to you for retirement firefighter Andrew Girth. I'll read the proclamation from the commissioners to you, firefighter Girth, as follows. Whereas Andrew Girth enlisted with the Upper Moreland Township Fire Department as a firefighter EMT on August 25th, 1997. Whereas firefighter Girth was assigned to the fire department to provide fire protection to the citizens of Upper Moreland Township from August 25th, 1997 to March 17th, 2023. Whereas firefighter Girth was an emergency medical technician and provided life-saving actions to many residents. He also was a certified first aid and CPR instructor and provided CPR classes to many residents and other township employees. Whereas firefighter Girth was responsible for self-contained breathing apparatus maintenance and annual certifications for our breathing air units. Furthermore, he also was responsible for AED training for our members and maintaining the AED inventory. And he also served as assistant fire marshal during his career. Now therefore be it proclaimed that firefighter Girth faithfully served the residents and visitors of Upper Moreland Township for over 25 years and honorably retired on March 17, 2023. This proclamation is presented by the Upper Moreland Township Board of Commissioners on the 3rd day of April, 2023, along with the retired badge from the fire department to go with the proclamation. Congratulations, sir. sit here and just fire people. Can we get a quick group photo while we're all together? Thank you.
How are you?
Fighting too aggressive.
Yeah, you can get
Can't see me anyways. There you go. Okay. Sell your stool for $10.
Yes.
You're cold?
Not.
It's gotta be hot.
Gotta get the photographer in the picture. He's been missing stuff for years. I can't get in there.
Watch the wires.
Do the dog. Like it's just, I just saw the dog. I changed it. There.
Oh, one more. You get time. One more.
Want to just give him one of these to hold? What, you want one of them? Huh. Oh, that's what you wanted, over here. Good.
Which one are you looking for?
No, Andy, just next time, just ask me, I'll handle it for you. Sorry about it, I mean, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist, he's sitting there.
We come up, 'cause he's gonna go through the whole
He
thing
want me to
again.
give me one of these, he says, no, no, no. They couldn't tell what the wording is on it.
Okay, Chief Glassman, could you give us an explanation and some credit for our bagpiper?
So all the credit to the bagpiper goes to Jimmy Lee. I don't want to say young, but he's not the senior who's been in the fire department for 73 years. That's his son, Jimmy Lee. He started the Willow Grove Volunteer Fire Company. He's presently a member of the fire department in the city of New York. He's a lieutenant, and he's getting ready to be promoted to captain, and he's part of the FDNY pipe band. And he traveled from New York to come down here to pipe out his fellow firefighter.
And our board would like to extend the appreciation that we have for firefighter Girth. It's been many years of great service. So from the board, thank you. Thank you. Next, we have a presentation of merit for the Public Works employees.
David.
David, hey, he's got him.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'd like to issue a citation of merit award to the following employees: Doug Sampson, Robert Lagarde, and Michael Watson. Whereas on Monday, February 24th, 2023, 3 Upper Moreland Township Public Works Department employees, Doug Sampson, Robert Lagarde, Michael Watson, were on their trash collection route near 2700 Pioneer Road. Whereas, while on their route, Doug Sampson, Robert Lagarde, Michael Watson witnessed Mrs. Susan Corcoran fall near the bottom of her driveway. They immediately stopped the truck, got out and quickly approached Mrs. Corcoran's and noticed that she was bleeding heavily from her nose and face. Whereas Doug Sampson, Robert Lagarde, Michael Watson immediately called 911 and stayed with Mrs. Corcoran helped to stop the bleeding and waited with her while the paramedics arrived. During this time, they helped to keep her calm and provided comfort. Whereas the forward momentum caused Susan Corcoran to fall into the street and land face first. Mrs. Corcoran was admitted to the hospital, later released, and that, as of this time, is recovering nicely. Whereas the Upper Moreland Township Public Works employees, Doug Sampson, Robert Lagarde, Michael Watson, are being recognized for their quick and compassionate response to provide aid in a life-threatening situation. Their unwavering efforts not only reflects most highly on themselves, but the Upper Moreland Public Works Department and concerned citizens. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Upper Moreland Township Board of Commissioners commends these individuals for their genuine, heartfelt, and unwavering response to provide emergency assistance. You guys want to come up?
Would they come? If you'd stay there, Mrs. Cochran.
Good. There you go. One more.
Yep. Got to wait for everybody. We have a motion and I have to approve it. Bible. Does he have the Bible?
It's not in the drawer? Is it usually?
Oh, he put it on the post.
Who's what?
Okay, we all up here?
Want me just to make a motion?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the promotion of Detective Todd Smith to Police Sergeant.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Sam, do you want to? Okay, with this, Andrew, would you like, we'll call the vote now. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against, abstain, so moved. Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, Commissioners. It's our pleasure to be here this evening as we have a couple things on the agenda, and I just want to say thank you for all your support. This is a great night for Upper Moreland Township. It's actually a hat trick if you look at it, with the Public Works, our Fire Department, our Police Department being recognized for some exceptional work. So the first thing that we have, the first thing we have on our agenda this evening is very important, and it's going to be the promotion of Detective Todd Smith to the rank of sergeant. I'd ask Detective Smith to come forward with his wife Sharon and his daughter Madison, as well as retired Sergeant Bob Sands.
Bob who?
We'll send a detective out to find him.
Here he comes.
Hey.
And also, in attendance this evening is the Honorable Judge Paul Leo, and I'll ask him to come up in a few minutes to administrate the oath to Detective Smith that'll take for the sergeant's position. But just to give everybody a little bit of background about Detective Todd Smith. He's a 1998 graduate of Penn State University with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Administration of Justice. Shortly after he graduated, he attended the Montgomery County Police Academy in 1998, graduating in December. He was then enlisted with the Upper Moreland Township Police Department as a police officer on December 28th, 1988. And he has faithfully served the residents in the township for over the previous 25 years. Officer Smith at the time was assigned to the Patrol Division from 1998 to 2018. In 2018, he was promoted to detective. Prior to the promotion to detective, his assignments in patrol included being a field training officer, an officer in charge, an OIC. He was part of the Montgomery County Major Incident Response Team, the MERT team, and he was also part of the Eastern Montgomery County DUI Task Force. And most notably, while assigned to patrol, he received the statewide recognition on 3 separate years from the Pennsylvania DUI Association as the top gun for the DUI enforcement in Montgomery County, and that's very notable. And it goes to show you the fabric that Detective Smith is made of and his commitment and his integrity to police work. In 2018, he was promoted detective. Detective Smith was assigned to the Criminal Investigations Division from 2018 to the present. I can tell you since I've been here, he's an outstanding detective and role model. His assignments in CID also include, he became a negotiator on our SWAT team, the Eastern Montgomery County SWAT team. He's also a sworn member of the Montgomery County Drug Task Force, so he has expertise in that area. So again, we're very fortunate to have him here this evening, receiving his promotion. And also, while he's been assigned in CID, and many of you are aware of this, he's been involved in numerous investigations that have spanned not only across the county and the region, but multiple states. And we were fortunate to have him in that position as a lead investigator. Currently in a leadership role with the Upper Moreland Township PBA, he currently serves as our president for the PBA. He's the former vice president, and he's also a former department director for FOP Lodge 14, which is the Montgomery County FOP Lodge. So as he stated, his wife Sharon and daughter Madison is here this evening. They will hold the Bible. I'm going to pass that over. And then we're going to ask Judge Leo to come up to administer the oath. Your Honor, good evening.
Left, you want to put your left hand on the Bible, your other left? You can raise your right hand. That wasn't on the that wasn't on the sergeant's test, was it? You'll repeat it after me, all right? I, your full name,
Todd Smith,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will uphold and obey
and that I will uphold and obey
the laws of the Commonwealth
the laws of the
of
Commonwealth
Pennsylvania
of Pennsylvania
and the ordinances
and the ordinances
and regulations
and regulations
of Upper Moreland Township,
of Upper Moreland Township,
and that I will discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
of Sergeant of Police
of Sergeant of Police
with the Township of Upper Moreland
with the Township of Upper Moreland
with fidelity,
with fidelity,
without consideration
without
of
consideration
a person's race,
of a person's race,
color, sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap,
handicap,
or disability.
or disability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Sergeant.
At this time, we're going to ask, step up, I'm sorry. And he's going to pin Sergeant Smith now with his badge, and they have share the same badge number, so.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you. Next, members of the police department, step up now as well, please.
How you feeling? Better. Thank you for taking it. Glad you got that surgery.
You're 6 foot. You want to stand on my chair?
Oh, actually, I'll go this
Stand
way.
on the chair.
I'll go back.
I promise I'll hold it still.
Stand on the table, Marine.
Hold on. Stand on the table.
You go, Jason. That's because they never know we're here. We can just keep conducting while they're.
I mess this up, I'm never living this down.
All right, careful now, Marine.
There you go.
Looks like Saturday, just the lightning.
It's might interfere with that broadcast, all right?
What's interesting is we got a new camera system now, so we need that lighting. You can see it showing up really nice.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
All right, number 3. 3 there, all right. Motion to approve additional poll, and probation of the police officer. So who's Paul?
Okay. This board would like to say congratulations to Todd for making the rank, and we appreciate you, and hopefully you'll be here many, many years, Todd. So we appreciate you as a board, and we hope you're here many, many more years. So thank you. Thank you. Yep. Give a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional appointment of Paul M. Narrigan as the probationary police officer.
Second.
We have a first, we have a second. Any discussions? No? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Against? Opposed? So moved. Chief.
Thank you, President McFatridge. At this time, I'd ask Paul Narrigan to come forward with his family. Will you please have him up at the dais, please? I'm sorry, at the podium. So Commissioners and ladies and gentlemen, in the next few minutes, we'll swear in our newest member of the Upper Moreland Police Department, Paul Narrigan. Just to give you some background on Paul, he was raised in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, and he attended and graduated from Archbishop Carroll High School in June of 2009. Paul's attended Penn State and Rosemont College, and he's in the process of pursuing his undergraduate degree. At an early age, Paul took great interest in serving his country, and on September 11, 2001, and from that day forward, he knew he was called to serve and protect our great country. On September 11, 2010, at age 20, Paul enlisted in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, which was the 9th anniversary of 9/11. He has served as a cavalry scout for over 12 years within the 104th Cavalry Regiment, which is based in Philadelphia. Paul has served in 2 deployments, one in Kuwait in 2012 and 2013, and a second one most recently in Egypt from 2021 to 2022. Paul continues to be active and serve in the Army National Guard, and he currently holds the rank of Staff Sergeant. Thank you for your service. In June of 2017, Paul enlisted with the Philadelphia Police Department and attended Philadelphia Police Academy. Upon completion and graduation of the academy, Paul was assigned for the last 6 years to the 39th District, which covers the Nicetown and Tioga sections of Philadelphia. One of the highlights for Paul, as he was serving as a member of the 39th District, was being assigned to the Bicycle Patrol Team. He stated that he spent many evenings on the bike team, which has given him a great understanding of how community-oriented policing works and functions specifically within the community. It's an ideal opportunity to bringing the police and the community together, breaking down barriers, as well as a way to deter violent crime in the neighborhoods. Paul's happily married to his wife Liz for the last 3 years. They currently reside in Malvern, Pennsylvania. Paul made application to the Upper Moreland Police Department and completed the requisite civil service examination process and placed #1 on our candidates list. Paul is excited about the opportunity to grow in his career with law enforcement, specifically with the Upper Moreland Township Police Department, and serving the residents and citizens of our communities. So at this time, I'll ask Paul's father, Bill, to step forward as he's going to hold the badge, or hold the Bible for the oath, and I'll ask Judge Leo to come forward to administer the oath of office to Paul Narrigan.
Paul, you want to place your left hand on the Bible. Your other left on it. Yeah, right. You repeat after me, okay? I,
Paul Narrigan,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
obey,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth
and the ordinances and regulations of Upper Moreland Township.
and the ordinances and regulations of Upper Moreland Township.
I will discharge the duties
I will discharge the duties
of police officer
of police officer
with the Township of Upper Moreland
with the Township of Upper Moreland
with fidelity
with fidelity
and without consideration
and without
of a
consideration
person's race,
of a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability.
handicap, or disability.
Help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
At this time, Paul's wife Liz will be pinning his new badge on. His badge number is 77. And welcome to the Upper Moreland Police Department. You can stick in, it's okay. Here we go. Perfect. step up front. We're going to get some photographs. Family.
I think I would get the rhythm by now, right? All the pictures I took, I'll send them to you. You'll have them by now. Yeah. Just don't judge them. Is the chief getting in? We got it.
The board met with Mr. Narrigan a couple weeks ago and 3 other officers. I want to say congratulations to you, Mr. Narrigan.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Hope you're here for a long time. And I'd also, before we have a mass exit, when we're done these, because we'll probably have 2 people left, I want to say thank you to all the previous police officers that have been in our force and firefighters that are here today. I think that just shows how strong your commitment is to your departments. It's nice to see you back again, especially some of you are traveling a long way from New York and other places. We really appreciate it. Next, Chief Black.
Thank you, President McFatridge. Next on the agenda, there is a combination of merit for the following officers. I'd like those officers to come forward when I call their name. Sergeant Todd Smith now. He was a detective at the time of
An hour ago.
Detective Mark Bolden, Officer Matt Snyder, and Officer James Nusky. They all can come forward. And the lieutenants are here. They were going to give you an award, and I'm going to read that award. So if I can direct the public and the board's attention back on February 27th, if you recall, I briefed the board that evening at our committee meeting regarding an armed robbery that occurred that morning. And these 4 officers were instrumental in bringing that person into custody within a very, very brief time period. So this is a citation of merit, and it's awarded to these 4 officers, whereas on February 27th, 2023, at 6:57 a.m., officers responded to York Road and Davisville Road for a report of an armed road rage incident. Officers arrived and determined that following a minor accident, one driver exited the vehicle, pointed a black handgun at the victim, and robbed her of her cell phone before fleeing the scene. Whereas Detective Mark Bolden, at the time Detective Todd Smith, responded to interview the victim, processed the victim's car for DNA, and canvassed for surveillance video that may have captured the crime. Surveillance footage was located at a local business and was seized by detectives through a search warrant. Whereas once we received this information, we released the surveillance footage to the local media, and during on-air interviews, we pleaded for the public's assistance in identifying the violent suspect. The community was outraged by this crime. Whereas Detective Bolton and Smith provided the gathered intelligence to Officer Snyder and Officer Nusky, who developed a surveillance plan for the morning of February 28th to find the suspect vehicle traveling in the same area along the York Road corridor. Whereas February 28th, 2023, at 6:30 a.m., a concerned citizen called 911 to report the vehicle he had seen on the news was driving recklessly northbound on Route 611. Officers Snyder and Nusky followed the vehicle until it pulled into a gas station. They had a sound tactical plan where they approached and spoke to the male, who made incriminating statements and was immediately arrested for the robbery. Whereas Detective Bolton and Smith interviewed the suspect and confessed to the gunpoint robbery, a search warrant was executed on the vehicle, which yielded the recovery of the Taurus 9mm pistol that was used in this crime. Now, be it resolved, gentlemen, that the Upper Moreland Township Board of Commissioners commends each of you for your exceptional performance in capturing a violent predator and maintaining the safety and security for all of our communities. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Well done.
Commissioners?
Come on, Kev. He's the best one up all the time.
Commissioners, next on the agenda, I'd like to call Officer James D. Baldwin, J.D. Baldwin, to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen and commissioners, this is another exceptional piece of police work that we've seen all evening long. So I will direct the board's attention to the commendation of merit for Officer James B. Baldwin. On January 22nd, 2023, Officer J.D. Baldwin was working his regular assigned shift from 1900 to 0700, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. During his patrols of the residential and business districts at approximately 2 a.m., he observed a silver Ford Expedition parked and occupied in front of a closed business, that business being the Conoco Food Market, located at 710 Easton Road. Doing his due diligence and patrol, Officer Baldwin recognized the vehicle from an intelligence bulletin that was sent out by the Abington Police Department in reference to a commercial burglary 2 days earlier. Upon further investigation, Officer Baldwin noticed that the vehicle registration was covered by silver duct tape, a common scheme used by criminals to conceal their identity. Officer Baldwin realized that the vehicle was occupied by 2 males and noticed 2 pry bars inside the vehicle. The occupants could not provide an explanation for their presence, and at that time, they were detained by Officer Baldwin, who checked the building to ensure that the burglary had not occurred. Officer Baldwin immediately notified Abington Detective Unit, who responded and seized the vehicle in connection to the Abington commercial burglaries that had been plagued in the area. The Abington Police Department executed a search warrant on the vehicle, which yielded ski masks, gloves, a replica handgun, 3 pry bars, and these 3 instruments were forensically linked to several burglaries in the region. The suspects were subsequently charged with burglaries in Abington and Upper Darby, as well as the conspiracy to commit burglary in Upper Moreland, which Officer Baldwin prevented by his exceptional police work. Now, therefore, it be resolved this evening that the Upper Moreland Township Board of Commissioners commends Officer Baldwin for his exceptional performance in capturing these serial burglars and maintaining the safety and security of our communities. Well done. Congratulations.
What? Ready?
President McFadden and the board, once again, we always thank you for the support for the police department and the great work that these officers do on a daily basis. We're very fortunate to have such an integral part of the community. And when talking about community, there's one other person I would just like to recognize and thank this evening. That's one of our township residents, Nancy Williams. If she could stand up, please. Nancy, just have you stand up. Nancy has been very, very, very helpful and generous with her time. She has sat on our oil review board for our entry-level police officers over the last 2 hiring periods. And it's not just a day, it's a week long, and we always enjoy having her on the board and her perspective with respect to evaluating the candidates for the entry level for police officers. So this is very important for the police department to have members of our community sitting on the board because they're here to serve the community as well. So we just want to thank you, Nancy, for your time.
I would like to say, everybody thinks that these officers, they just pull people over and write a ticket. If you look at our public health and safety meetings, numerous times are our fire company out there, our police officers, and it's not writing a ticket. This is just a couple of the necessary things that they have done through their education, training, and everything else that they do. It's really incredible when I look at this report, second Monday night of the month, and see how many contacts they make with people, and good and bad. And I'd just like to say thank you to all of you firefighters and police tonight, and I'm sure that's the sentiment of the whole board. So thank you. You're gonna need it. Chief?
Need it.
Ed,
We have firefighters.
firefighters.
That's being.
Ed will need it. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll take it.
See you next month.
You ready?
Sam?
All right. Motion to approve a conditional appointment of John Townsend as a firefighter EMT. Such appointment is conditioned upon successful completion of his medical exam and psychological examination.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? Any public discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Against? I forgot that one. Okay, so moved. And this is probably where we're going to see the mass exit. Thank you all for coming to this.
I didn't even see that. John Townsend, but I know hasn't he been around for a while? Oh, that's right, he's a part-time. Now he's a full-time.
Really?
Jillian asked me at the committee. And I think he feels about.
Yes, we'll give him a few minutes.
I think he feels.
There's the guy staying. Yeah. Get him in the hallway.
Come on. Come on. Gotta get him past that leg. There you go. All right. There you go, Andy. Good job.
Okay, now we'll get to our regular meeting. Public comments, non-agenda items only. Nothing. I would like to announce that.
Not nothing. Sorry, I wasn't fast enough, Commissioner.
Please talk into the other one. I don't think that one's working. This one is. Yes.
Thanks. It's a little tall even for me. Someone who is still a resident here but lives in another part of the country for a good portion asked me if I would bring before you, and I've been talking to a few of you about it. What is our response to the bills that are coming up suddenly in Harrisburg in regard to freight trains, because we are a freight train community? And what are we doing, and how is this information being given to you, and how are you referring it back to our representatives, our state representatives?
Since it is a emergency, basically, question for that committee, we will bring it up at that point and answer.
That'd be great.
We'll have them answer that for you.
Excellent. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, next, the board met in executive session to discuss legal action prior to this meeting tonight.
Motion to approve the treasurer's report for March 2023. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any questions? Public? Us? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
Motion to approve the minutes from March 5th, 2023.
Second. We have a motion, we have a second. Discussion? Public discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes. Committee recommendations. Finance Administration Committee, Mr. Valenza.
Okay, the Finance Administration Committee recommends the following. The motion to approve the appointment of Jillian Cindy Lockton on the Parks and Rec Advisory Council to fill an at-large vacancy left by Ron Sanchez and to complete the remainder of the current term that will expire May 5th, 2024.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion from the board? Any discussion from the public? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
1B, motion to approve the appointment of Akila Sides on the Human Resources Commission to fill the vacancy left by Andrew Harbaugh and serve a 3-year term that will expire December 31st, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any board discussion?
I think, Akila, are you here? Oh, good. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. Did you want to say anything? It's up to you.
She likes putting people on the spot.
I knew she was coming.
No, I'm just glad to be here and thankful to be nominated and looking forward to serving and being a part of the community.
We thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And one correction, it's 3 years that you're signing up for, not 2. But thank you, and thank you to Jillian too. I don't know if she's here, but everybody who volunteers their time for this township is required accolades, so thank you.
You're welcome.
You did not.
Okay. Any other public comments? Okay, all in favor?
Whoa. I just want to say I've known Akila for many years, and I welcome her to serving on the township board.
Thank you.
Sure.
Welcome.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes. Congratulations, thank you.
Okay, next we go into the list of bills payable. The committee recommends the approval of general fund checks, beginning with check number 137035 and ending with 137324 for a total of $1,223,523.51 with no voids. Escrow fund checks, beginning with check number 9575 and ending with 9587 for a total of $78,155.38 with no voids. And lastly, liquid fuel fund checks, beginning with check number 3054 and ending with 3062 for a total of $51,076.71 with no voids.
Any discussion from the
Second.
board? No, got a second? Discussion from the board, from the public, comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
3A, motion to approve flying the pride flag in June in recognition of Pride Month at the Upland Township Building.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Discussion. I will be maybe the only one. I am voting against this, as I have. I'm just against anybody. I think the flagpoles are governmental flagpoles, and that's who should be on the flagpoles. It's the only reason. Any public comments? Okay, none? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Nay? Abstain? Motion passes.
3B, motion to approve flying the National Law Enforcement Memorial Flag, May 14th to May 20th of 2023 at the Administration Building.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
3C, motion to approve the purchase of trash containers for automotive trash collection process.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion? I will be voting no, because I don't feel this was in the budget. I don't know if we're ready to just buy trash cans and use the old trucks. So I would be a no, but any public comment?
Appreciate your explanation.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? I'm a nay.
Nay.
Abstain? Motion passes.
3D, motion to approve tax assessment appeal between the township, the school district of Upper Moreland, the taxpayer, and Abington Memorial Hospital, Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals, Thomas Jefferson University for the property located at 3941 Commerce.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. I want a clarification. If we are voting yes for this, we are turning it down, or are we voting no to turn this down?
So, just for clarification, it's really not a tax assessment appeal, that's litigation, but you are voting to approve settlement of the litigation between the hospital and the school district, to which the township was made a necessary party as a taxing body to the property.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Just make it clearly understood that there's no taxes coming to the township for this. It's just a settlement between the school district and Abington Hospital.
That's correct.
Any public comment? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
Okay, that concludes business for Finance Administration.
Community Development Committee, Mr. Spearing.
Thank you, President McFadridge. This evening, we have no code enforcement items. We have no land development subdivision applications, and the list of upcoming zoning hearing items for Thursday, April 13th, next week, 2023. Notice hereby giving zoning hearing board for Thursday, April 13th, 2023 at 7:30 p.m. in this room for public hearing number 23-9, petition of Grove Property Partners LLC for property located at 2285 Wyandotte Road in Willow Grove. Applicant seeks a variance from Upper Moreland Township Code for outside storage of equipment and material. Property is located in the S Small Limited Industrial District. Public hearing number 23-10, petition of Douglas Nalbandian for property located at 9 Armor Road in Hatboro. Applicant seeks a variance from Upper Moreland Township Code for placement of a fence within the floodplain. Property is located R3 and Floodplain Conservation District. This hearing again, Thursday, April 13th, in this room. Okay, next item, a motion to approve Resolution R 2023-10, granting amusement devices waiver request from H&V Willow Grove LLC, located at 1056 Easton Road, to install amusement devices within 300 feet of a residential property.
Second.
We have a motion, second.
Motion and second.
Any discussion?
This item was discussed in committee.
I do have an item of discussion regarding this, and I see that the applicant's here, so just to confirm, our solicitor put together this resolution, but one item that was missing from this was your agreement that the devices would not be visible from the exterior and from the intersection.
Yeah, we moved that inside.
Okay, perfect. So I don't know if that needs to be added as a conditional use on this.
I do remember the discussion, Commissioner. I also had in my notes that it wasn't to be a actual condition in the resolution. If you want me to amend it back in, I certainly can.
Well, if, it's up to you. I mean, if the gentleman already has moved them inside, then I think
it's redundant.
met that agreement. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you for your flexibility.
Okay, anybody from the public? Yep.
So is this so everybody understands, it's a preliminary period?
Yes, remember your code allows up to 3 amusement devices. You as the CDC approved 2, which the full board will of course vote to approve this. then there's a probation period of 6 months' time. If, after that 6 months, the application is made to the Township Code Enforcement Department, who has had a chance to inspect and review the operations of the property, consult with the fire department, consult with the police department for incidents or anything like that, they could grant the approval of the third machine, as allowed under the code.
Thank you for the explanation.
Yes, so right now you have approval for 2, in 6 months' time, you can come back and get approval for the third.
And at that time, through that assessment, if there are violations of any sort, or if we deem it an unsavory installation at that corner, we have the ability to retract it.
Well, you just wouldn't grant the third device.
Right, but the other 2 can be removed.
No, I mean, they will continue for now.
Okay, any other public comment? No? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
Thank you. Item B, motion to approve McMahon Associates' proposal to design and seek funding opportunities for the Maryland Road Culvert Project.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion, we have a second. Any discussion on it?
Discussed over and over and over for probably a year, and had to have a DEP approval and a water reduction study, and we're still gonna have to do another evaluation of the floodplain afterwards. So, and still saving money.
Okay, any public comment? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
Thank you. Item number C, motion to approve Gilmore and Associates' proposal for site design services for the proposed township building renovations and police station construction project
Second.
right here on this campus.
Okay, motion second, any discussion? No? Public? No? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
Item D, motion to approve and award 2023 road improvement project, the Highway Materials Eureka Stone Quarry Incorporated.
Second.
A motion, we have a second. Any discussion?
Second.
So that's for stone and paving materials for our annual use.
I do have a question, and I see Dave left, so maybe Matt, you can help address this. We've had one bidder on this, and it's starting to become a trend with some of our projects that we're not getting a good quantity of bidders on our work. Do you have any explanation for this? Any new-
No, I wish we did.
Okay.
Not anything that we're aware of.
Okay.
Other than some of the things that happened after COVID, some of the disruptions. Other than that, it's hard to understand completely why.
Did we have more people interested in this project that backed out of the bid process, or we only had one person?
I think it's the first year we've only had one bidder
Right.
for the materials.
Yes.
No, that's absolutely true, but it's still
It is,
interesting.
it's disheartening, yes.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I wasn't at the committee meeting, but what percentage rate did it go up? Do we know, from last year to this year? Because that's usually less roads that we can resurface.
It did go up. I don't have the exact percentage, but it wasn't astronomical. Because actually we did pretty well on it, to tell you the truth.
It says it went up $13.6 per ton.
Okay, thank you.
I did check on these, and this is a regular rate on both of these.
And we have roads scheduled. Dave said we're going to be able to do all the roads that are scheduled.
Good.
That's great. All right.
Okay, any other discussion, any public discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
And the final item for the Community Development Committee is motion to approve and award a 2023 road improvements project for street milling to James D. Morrissey.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any discussion from the board?
Morrissey did our milling last year, and it was done pretty smooth, and everything came out well.
Okay, public comment? No? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes.
That concludes business for Community Development Committee. Thank you very much.
Public Health and Safety Committee, Mr. Whiting.
Thank you. I stand proud to be a citizen of Upper Moreland Township because of what we saw earlier tonight with the overall support and commendations awarded to the police and firemen tonight. Because of the leadership of our two police chiefs, our police chief and our fire chief, our township has an outstanding fleet of officers and firemen. And I salute them, as well as our commissioners who also salute them with accommodations. And we have no other business to report. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Charles.
Parks and Recreation Committee, Mr. Scull.
Yes, we have one item tonight. The committee recommends to the board to take action on the following. Motion to approve rejecting, it's one of those tricky ones again, for the bids for the bids for the farm stand roofing project.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. So what?
As you may know, we only got 2 bids, and they were astronomically bigger than the amount of money that we have to spend. So we're going to withdraw, try to rebid it there.
Okay, so
An affirmative vote is a vote to reject.
you got it. Okay. Any public comment? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstain? Motion passes. Okay. That is it for that. Any commissioner comments?
I have 2. He's just looking at this end of the table.
Everybody's talking down here.
Yeah. I have 2. The first one is just a reminder that Warminster Road is closed. Right? That today's the day that went into effect. So there will be some crazy detour traffic for the majority of the summer and possibly into the fall. But it's worth it. We're getting a new bridge out of the project, so it's great. And the other thing I wanted to say was we've made some vocalization up here on the board to fly both the pride flag and just so I get it accurate.
Police Week.
Police Memorial.
Yeah, the National Law Enforcement Memorial Flag, both of which represent key individuals within our township, and shining that light on the contributions of these folks is what the township is about, in my opinion. And so I'm very proud to be able to fly both of those flags for both of those groups of individuals who function within our township. So thank you.
Thank you. I would just like to echo Commissioner Whiting's statement and identify all the training that the police go through and the firefighters, and again, many incidents that have been resolved, de-escalated, and no shots fired. So thank you for all that.
Any other commissioner comments? Okay, the only one I will piggyback on, Davisville Road, just so the board is aware. I know our police department has extra traffic details going around where this detour is on both sides, going to Hatburg, going down Davisville Road, to be checking on it for the next few weeks. So for the residents, just so you know, our police are out there monitoring it. And I thank them for taking the proactive approach to this and try and keep some of these drivers calm, because it just doesn't seem to happen these days as far as keeping calm.
They were very present this evening.
Guess nobody was on Davisville Road. No. Okay, with that, I'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you.